So hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Glenn and today we're looking at some banknotes that I recently picked up. But basically, oh, nice coin. So this is an 8 cash from, I can't remember where it was, Travancore. It's Princely State. This one sold for $15. No, actually $25, sorry. So these coins, if you can find them, 8 cash, are really worth getting, especially if you can get it for $5 or $10. So I did purchase some banknotes, and some of these I was correct in the value, some of these I was not. So these are mostly uncirculated. Okay, the first banknote we have is probably the most valuable of the lot. This is a Biafran 5 shillings. And as you can see, it's a small banknote. So if I can, do I have a 50-cent coin or something on the table? No, I got my phone. As you can see, it fits on my phone, Galaxy S9. And this is the smallest value that was issued by Biafran in 1969. They did issue other banknotes in 68. The 5 shilling is one of the harder issues to get. They issued a 10 shilling, £1, which is the most common banknote. The 5 and 10 pounds also harder to get. 5 pounds is probably the hardest banknote to get. But this 5 shillings, if you wanted to buy it in, something like this grade, you're talking about $30 to $40. So I'm really happy that I picked it up for, I think, $10. Because that's actually a quarter of the value. So we've got some probably Igbo people here, because they were the main ethnic group that actually wanted independence, and it doesn't have any watermark. So that's quite nice. This will go into the collection. I'm trying to get the whole set. I think I need the £5. Because I think I got the £10 already. But not really good value. Okay, so the next one we have is 1956 banknotes from Indonesia. So these are Republic, so these are issued by the Finance Department, as far as I know. And there were banknotes also issued by the Bank of Indonesia. So 56 ones, these ones go for between $5 and $10 each. So I've got 1 rupiah, 2.5. And they're circulated up until 1964 when they revalued their currency. I think it's at 100 to 1, or maybe 1,000. Can't remember from off my head. And these ones just have people. Looks like they definitely real people. Looks like photographs actually. But they're not named. No one knows who they are. Republic Indonesia probably does. And these ones have the coat of arms on the back. It's quite a nice banknote. And this one is an old person, and also quite nice. Nice red banknote. They did issue other designs in this as well. So these ones probably $10 to $20. You can pick up those ones. Okay, this one is probably the second highest value banknote that I got. And this is a £5 from 1948, or at least I've read it's 1948. It was probably issued up into the 80s, because these are very common. For the £1, the £5 is not that common, but still it's not expensive. You can pick them up for at least $10. And these are issued by the British Armed Forces, issued by Army, printed by Thomas de la Rue, and they are classed as a special voucher, as you can see there. But these will be a banknote issued by an authority, and like all banknotes, so like the Indonesian ones, you can only use them in certain places. So that would have been Indonesia. If you tried to use it in Australia, they say, so no, we don't accept paper here. Thank you. Give us real stuff. Okay, so for the transaction within official canteens and organisations laid down in GRD of the theatre, except as maybe expressly provided by GROs. Okay, so it's only available in certain areas. That's quite a nice banknote printed, professionally printed. And the last one is another banknote I've been wanting to get for a while. This is a Cambodian 1973 5,000 reals. These really go up and down in value quite a lot. I wanted to get one like 2 to 3 years ago, and I like $30 to $40 each. But now they come down in price, you can get them for like $5 to $10. I've seen some for about $4, but then you need to put tax and all that stuff because it's from overseas. And this one has, oh, who's that guy again? I need to check on. Kromnoi, so I'm not too sure who he is. Probably an independence figure. And so these are curious. He's in a watermark. So on the back we just have the Bank of Cambodia. And it's curious how these actually, where they actually were. Because they were only released probably about 10 years ago. That's just from memory. Someone knows specifically when they were released. So between 1975 and roughly 2010, these would have been sitting somewhere. They could have been in the central bank itself, in one of the vaults. And probably, I'm just guessing here, and probably just kept there. So somewhere where someone hasn't been able to get access to it. And only after the peace agreement in Cambodia became stable, they decided to, oh, we found them all, and then we decided to sell them off. Or maybe they were in a bank overseas. Maybe they were at a printer's, so probably in the printers in China. Oh, these are probably better quality than China, so probably Thomas de la Rue or someone like that, because they'd always put their initials on the banknotes. Definitely not an American one, because they have a hard time printing these type of quality banknotes with this design. So it's just curious if anyone has information of where these actually come from. I'm putting my hedges on a vault in the central bank somewhere. Probably not the capital, probably one of the provincial towns. Anyway, this one you can pick up for about $5 to $10. As I see, you can probably get it for about $4. Then you got to put tax on it. Anyway, nice banknote to the collection. So all of these I don't have. So these would actually be going into the collection. And I'd like to say thank you very much for watching my video. Hope this helps you with your banknote collecting, and have an awesome banknote and coin collecting time. Thank you and goodbye.